Let's go.
Let's go. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to It's Happening Now. I'm your host for today, Devin, along with here to my left, Greg. And below him, Scott.
What's up?
And to his right, Chris.
What's going on, everybody?
Today, we got a very interesting show for you. Insanity broke out last night at UCLA, where a violent brawl ensued between protesters and counter-protesters, while the authorities did nothing. We'll get to that. But first, James O'Keefe apparently exposing the CIA today with a expose. Greg, if you want to bring that up for us.
I will. There you go. So, you gonna read it?
Oh, yeah, I'll read it. You said so I figured you were going to go. Massive revelation. James O'Keefe releases undercover video of CIA contractor admitting CIA director withheld info. You moved too fast. Now I can't even see.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going down to the video. I'm sorry. There you go. There you go.
Of Trump and spied on his presidency, which we all, I think, pretty much knew, but let's go ahead and see the video if you got it.
Read the description. You pretty much just read exactly what I wrote. It's funny. I was going to bring up the video down here. I apologize. You were reading that. I forgot you didn't have it up on your screen. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video here.
I do cyber operations. I've been doing it for a long time.
So how long have you been working at the CIA?
Since 2008.
Okay.
I also worked at NSA too. And then I had a TSSCI with a full scope polygraph. And that means that I'm fully vetted.
Amjad Fasisi shows her his CIA identification badge.
No, where does it say?
Does it?
Hey, that's the point.
That's the point.
What's CMC?
China Mission Center, darling. That's my mission center.
Gotcha.
Amjad talks about how the CIA kept information from Trump.
Like working.
We kept information from him.
Hey, one more time.
We kept information from him.
From Trump?
Yes. He's an idiot. And there are certain people that would give him a high-level overview, but never give it to me. You know why? It's called leak those details.
Amjad Fasisi states higher-ups within the intel community, including CIA directors Mike Pompeo and Gina Haspel, and the upper levels of their staffs colluded to withhold information from sitting President Trump.
So the agencies kind of like all got together and said, we're not going to tell Trump.
The higher-ups.
The higher-ups.
We put it this way, the executive staff. We're talking about the director.
Corruption.
The subordinates.
Like what titles are they? They're
Director of the CIA.
director of the CIA will keep.
Yes.
Are you guys still watching him?
I would say yes.
Like, it sounds like you guys are still watching him and his team.
Of course we are. Nothing goes by without somebody watching.
Amjad Fasisi also states as fact that Trump is under constant surveillance and even claims they are spying on his ex-wife.
And we also have people that monitor his ex-wife.
So you guys had human sources,
How do you think we get information?
like wiretapping? Is that how did you guys figure out that Trump was colluding with the Russians? Did you guys use?
It's a human intelligence.
So the intel community was able to use FISA to spy on Trump and his team, and that's how we found out that he was colluding with the Russians. Was it the CIA or the NSA that spied on Trump?
So it should be all of them.
This video is 30 minutes long, so I'm not going to play the whole thing. I figured we could just talk about it, but if you want to watch it, go to okeefemediagroup.com and you should be able to watch the whole video. But it's amazing how a woman could make a guy spill his beans. Be smarter than that, man. Quit being-
Yeah, I was going to say, how hot is that woman? Because he's telling an awful lot to try to get in her panties. I'm just throwing that out there.
I was thinking the same thing, dude. I was like, how she's got to be super hot to get him to just talk like that, because like why would you say that stuff? You know what I mean? At what point did he not figure out he's supposed to be in the CIA, right?
Right. Isn't that like CIA 101? Like, don't talk about what you do. Like,
so he's just telling it all.
Right.
Go ahead, Devin.
I'm not sure I entirely believe that this is a real video because when I looked up that person's name, I only got 6 results.
James O'Keefe doesn't put out fake media.
I understand that he may not put out fake media, but nonetheless, this dude may be
Why would
fake,
you
or
find
his
more
name
results?
may be fake. I found only 6.
He's a
It says
contractor.
6 results.
He's a
1, 2, 3
contractor.
seconds.
He's not in the government.
But you
Yeah,
should see his name somewhere. The
No.
only Amjad Fasasi I see is from a security engineer from Lockheed Martin.
That might be who that is.
Yeah, I don't know, but James O'Keefe really does his research and he doesn't put out bull crap. You know what I mean? He also has, if anybody's curious, you know what I mean, if you go to OMG, which is O'Keefe Media Group, you can get on there and you can be a journalist that goes out there, you know what I mean, an independent journalist, and he will send you a little camera and everything to do these things. Yeah. So that woman may have got a hold of him, told him that she could get in contact with him, with this person, and got the little spy box that he sends. It's really interesting if you don't know that you can go to his website if you're legitimate, you can get this little spy box and you can do some stuff with it, man. It's crazy.
But like you said, I mean, no agent would be that bad.
He's not an agent though. That's what I thought too.
He's just an asset.
But okay, that makes more sense. Yeah. That's not because that's what I was under the assumption at first until I think it was Greg that said it first. He was a contractor. That makes a lot more sense because he wouldn't have the skill sets that a normal CIA agent would actually have, and wouldn't just spill top secret information or information that could lead them to being how would you say it, involved in something like that, right? You know, spying on a president and then working against him, all that stuff.
Well, I tried to go to
because that's all very illegal.
I tried to go there and
they're not allowed. The CIA is not allowed to operate on U.S. soil. Right. Am I right?
No, they're not. Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're supposed to be outside. Okay. I was just making sure I wasn't saying something wrong, and then we get hit for false information.
I'm pretty sure that's the way it goes.
Not now. You know,
it is.
Now apparently they can do whatever the hell they want, whenever the hell they want.
Well, obviously, just by that interview, they are directly acting against the American people. So what they said is, we don't care who you voted as the president. Right. We do what we want. They work for us. Right. We tell them what we want them to know. We don't tell them what we want to know. If we don't like you, we'll act against you.
Well, they consider him a threat. Now, what do they consider him a threat of? Or a threat for? I don't know. But they still consider him a threat. Just
so we can clarify what I was saying, the CIA collects information only regarding foreign countries and their citizens. Unlike the FBI, it is prohibited from collecting information regarding U.S. persons. So there's that. We were right. Just to put it out there. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I just wanted to be out there.
What kind of possibility of threat does Trump, be to these people if they're acting within the, let's say, the good nature of our country? Then they shouldn't have really any threat from anybody except outside of our country. So where is this?
Doesn't matter.
They're telling them
what they did.
Issues.
What they did. All right, is treason. We, the people, are the government. We vote who we want and to be our representative in Congress by district. We vote in our representative in Senate by district. We put in our president to control foreign affairs and try to guide the country in the direction of our choosing. And what he just said, if he wasn't just pulling it out of his bumholio, is
just possible.
The CIA, the alphabet people, the CIA, the FBI, they control the government. There is no government. So what that means is Congress, the Senate, the president, it's just smoke and mirrors.
Well, I agree with you on that a little bit, because it's like your congressman, your senator, your president of your country is voted in. These people aren't. They're there for life. Like, I mean, you can replace the director and everything. The president has the right to do that. And sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But a majority of the time they're there. It's just like the Supreme Court. You know what I mean? Once they're there, they're there. At least with the Supreme Court. Usually they're there until they're done, like retire or die. I mean, usually a lot of them stay in there until they're on their deathbed, which is sad that we let people with that kind of power stay in office, even when they're to the point where which one of them was it that has dementia or something, and her daughter was voting for her, or granddaughter or something?
That was, but yeah,
Feinstein was it? I think it was. I don't know if I'm sure, but I think it was Feinstein.
There's an old joke that says they just put a mirror up to some of their faces, and if they froth the mirror, then they get to stay in another year. You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous. I believe it was. Was
that a groundhog joke?
What?
Was that a groundhog joke?
No, I think that was Robin Williams, I believe, said that.
Oh, well.
So
I don't know what that's from.
To give credit where credit is due.
I mean, so that's the deep state. That's who everybody's warning you about. These people truly believe they run the country. Yeah, you can put a new director in there, but as soon as they get in there, all the acting director, they say, "Hey, look, you do what we say, or guess what? You're gonna be there's gonna be some kiddie porn on your computer. You going down?
You work either that, or you just accidentally drive into a pole."
I think there's kiddie porn on my computer. Hang on.
I already
don't just say that.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Say clear that up, bro. Clear
I didn't put it there.
Scott's going to get a visit.
Yeah.
But well, I mean, Greg always goes with the kiddie porn thing, and he's not necessarily wrong, but it's kind of funny.
No, he's not.
You know, in theory, if he's right, that some of the stuff that we say, if we piss off the wrong people, all of a sudden, all four of us are going to have some kiddie porn on our computers. You know what I mean? Like,
right. That would be
times already today. Let's stop with that.
But that is the thing, and it also goes to, you know how easy it would be to get some dirt on anybody. I mean, it's not really that hard, especially a male. I mean, females are a little bit harder. I mean, that just so happens to be somewhat of the truth. You know what I mean? It's harder to catch a female up. But men are easy. Send a hot, attractive woman at him, you know, have her talking him up. Next thing you know, they got pictures of you cheating on your wife. Do you want the world to see this? Now you do as we're told, or as you're told, or we're gonna ruin your career, your marriage, your whole life.
I don't believe for a second that was Devin in any of those pictures. I don't believe it.
No, I had AI check it out. It was absolutely no. What do you think Epstein Island was?
Dude, that was the Bohemian Grove, dude. Bohemian Grove.
Well, I mean, Epstein Island is the elites. I mean, I can guarantee you Epstein worked for the CIA and FBI. You take these prominent people to your island. They have video porn. You take video. You take this. You take that. We control you now. You work for us. Everybody hates a pedophile.
Alex
if I saw
Jones
a pedophile on the street, I wouldn't be here next week. If I saw it happen, I'd be in prison. I don't care. I will put my life in prison to protect a child every time. I'm
right. Every single time. I don't do anything like I don't like to see children get hurt. You know what I mean? When they're hurt, you want to protect them. It's what, you know what I mean? We're all fathers except for Devin, you know what I mean? But I'm sure he would do the same. Oh. You see a kid getting hurt, man, you instantly go into father mode. You know what I mean? Like, whether it's your kid or not, man, you're there. You know your job is to protect them. They're defense. Most of them are defenseless, and you're there to help them. It's the same with a woman in distress. Most men's actions
say that. Yeah,
right. Most men would their instant reaction is to protect that woman, whether she's right or wrong. If she's being attacked for something she did, you're still going to protect her, because if a man is attacking a woman, your natural defense, your natural
instinct,
man role pops up, and you're going to protect them. There's that. But like what I was trying to say though a little bit ago was Alex Jones exposed Bohemian Grove back in the 90s. Jeffrey Epstein's Island. He exposed all that in the 90s or 80s, 90s, somewhere in there. I can't remember exactly when. It was a long time ago. They called him crazy. Bohemian Grove, man, he actually snuck in there, saw prominent leaders congressmen, senators in there doing some really weird stuff. If you look it up, I don't know if it's been erased from the internet, but there for a while you could find it where they were doing homosexual acts, a whole bunch of weird stuff, and they would take pictures, and that way, if you go against me down the road, I pull this up, and then do you want me to expose you? And they used it against each other. That's how you got in to be a part of the club.
Right.
Alex Jones exposed them years ago, dude. And
bless you.
I mean, what better? I mean, me and my brother Sean used to have this joke about George W. Bush, the partier. You know what I mean? How he got into the presidency, how he got stuff done. Now that dude, being around his father, who was in politics most of his life, was probably around a lot of influential people and probably did drugs with them, slept with women with them, stuff like that. And he probably was like, if you don't do what I tell you to do, then I'm going to expose you. Everybody already knew that George W. Bush did all that crazy stuff. You get what I'm saying? You know, I mean, he probably had dirt on a lot of very high people.
I want you guys out there in the audience to look at my baby blue eyes. All right. Okay. Just get hypnotized. You could say I wear a tin hat. It protects me from the 5G internet that's cooking.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry. I was going to try to break you.
I can't unless I've been done. This government is not your friend. We know that they actively killed Kennedy. All right. Look,
there you go.
They've killed Kennedy.
Okay, I'm done.
All right.
Sorry.
They are actively controlling the government.
That scared me, Doctor.
They are controlling everything about your life. The problems in your life, the economy, that's all manufactured. All right. You got to have a crisis.
We've been saying that for a while.
Fear equals control. Okay. Right. That is what they do. They create a crisis. They say they're going to help you, but you got to give up these freedoms for them to solve this problem. And if you don't, then why do you think they keep these inner cities gun ridden and people shot? We can't stop the violence if we don't take your guns. All right.
All right. Fine. You convinced me.
Okay.
Speaking of violence,
this rant was brought to you by our sponsor, Greg Bogan's Gun and Knife Show. Call a buddy, bring a friend.
Devin, if we don't get to the next story, we never will. So if you want to move along.
Now, I blame you for that. You made him the whole stage.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That was a joke. Obviously, I had it set up. I have my
So speaking of violence,
totally
and what Duffer was talking about earlier about how people could just not respond when someone is being beaten, when a child is being, or a child or anyone really is being hurt beyond any necessity. We can go show this shocking video of
I have videos
that is being beaten senseless.
I have it right here if you'd like to see it.
There is a disclaimer. There is violence.
Yes. This is
not too much violence. Now, this is I'm going to bring in a little head. This is a Jewish girl at UCLA. Mm-hmm. She was surrounded by 5 people wearing, I don't know how to pronounce it, the scarves. I call them kafifis.
I don't know.
Kafayas or whatever, and bludgeoned in the head while they stomped on her Israel flag. She lost consciousness and her body went limp. She was carried away and sent to the ER. So it's a little violent. This should never happen to anybody at all.
You have been warned. It is violent.
Jeez. So basically, this massive brawl started in UCLA between the protesters and counter protesters. Cops never stepped in, never did anything, just left everybody to their own devices. And
I got another video for you.
It's kind of gross.
All right. I got another one. This shows you really what it was like. This went on all night long, but enjoy.
Oh.
Halfway through the quad. Look at this. Somebody is being beaten. Somebody is being beaten with a stick and punches in the middle of the lawn. Don't do that, dude. Somebody is being badly beaten at the bottom of that brawl right there.
No cop.
So I'm curious as to, what is that about? Like 10 people and against one person? I mean,
no, yeah. Well, the Jewish were on one side, and the terrorists, I guess, were on the other side. They're trying to break the barrier to get to the Jews or the.
And you're seeing these scuffles break out one after another. Lots of very heavy sticks, very heavy barricades, scooters, all types of things being employed to inflict harm on the other side here.
Yeah, that was crazy.
No cops anywhere.
Well, hey, that's what happens. They got what they asked for, man. How many times have these people called for no police, defund the cops? No one wants the police. There's something I learned a long time ago when I was
that were getting beat.
Oh, right, but what I'm saying is, like, I learned a long time ago that it's always the first people to call the cops are the people that say F the police. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So,
well,
I'm just throwing that out there. I mean,
the old saying of F around and find out definitely applies there. I mean,
yeah. But what he's saying though is like that was the good guys getting beat.
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't find out. No one.
Right. They weren't trying to do anything.
On one side, you had the Jewish, you know what I mean, saying, look, stop. We could all live, you know what I mean? On the other side, you had the Hamas supporters. The Hamas supporters went and decided they wanted to wreak some havoc, maybe beat some Jewish people. I couldn't imagine. Look, like I said, I'm not picking sides. This is a neutral news. This is, you see it the way you want to see it. But I couldn't imagine being a Jewish person, knowing the history of the Holocaust, knowing the history of everything that's happened to your people, and seeing this rise up again.
Right. It's right back to the Hitler age. Yep. You know what I mean? It's them being persecuted for. Right. I mean, what they do wrong? You know what I mean? Like Hamas attacked them, and they retaliate, and then they're like, it's like your neighbor when he comes over and punches you in your face, and you start beating the crap out of him, and he's over there playing the victim, like, no, I'm the innocent one. It's like, no, you punched me in the face, I'll beat you up.
It's the same as this, where black people say all white people are racist, or white people say all black people are criminals. No, it's not true, because Hamas attacked Jewish people in Jerusalem. And they responded by doing this or that, doesn't mean you agree. You're a person from a place. I mean, look at America. We're Americans. We all believe different things.
I like what Tom McDonald said in one of his songs. The don't judge me for things that my ancestors did. You know what I mean? It was not me. You can't judge my child for something that's happened God knows how long ago and how many generations ago. I had nothing to do with that. Right. That's like accusing me of your dad was a bad person. That makes you a bad person. Like, no, I'm my own person. We are our own people. Right. Racism has, for the most part, been dead for a really long time in America. Yeah. Who keeps bringing it up? The Democrats do, because they don't want it to die. They need that divide. They need you divided. So they continuously jam that stuff. I almost said the wrong word. Down your throat, and you haven't made it in life because you're this or play the victim card. It's all because of the race or the color of your skin. No, if you try, you can make it at least a middle class, and that's the best we can do. Yeah. Not everybody's going to be a millionaire because nowhere would go to work.
I like this story right here. I think it's very pertinent to what we're talking about. This is Columbia's Hamilton Hall. I want you to hear what they say. And it plays right into what I was saying.
I want to read a statement that we just got from Columbia. A little after 9 p.m. this evening, the NYPD arrived on campus at the university's request. This decision was made to restore safety and order to our community. We regret that protesters have chosen to escalate the situation through their actions. After the university learned overnight that Hamilton Hall had been occupied, vandalized, and blockaded, we were left with no choice. Columbia Public Safety personnel were forced out of the building, and a member of our facilities team was threatened. We will not risk the safety of our community or the potential for further escalation. The leadership team, including the Board of Trustees, met throughout the night and into the early morning, consulting with security experts and law enforcement to determine the best plan to protect our students and the entire Columbia University community. We made the decision early in the morning that this was a law enforcement matter and that the NYPD were best positioned to determine and execute an appropriate response. This is interesting. We believe that the group that broke into and occupied the building is led by individuals who are not affiliated with the university. Sadly, this dangerous decision followed more than a week of what had been productive discussions with representatives of the West Lawn encampment. It goes on to talk about the security precautions that they're taking on campus. And they are making clear that the life of campus cannot be endlessly interrupted by protesters who violate the rules and the law.
So if you heard that correct, 300 of the protesters arrested, not students.
Yeah. And look, what was Joe Biden? What's Joe Biden want to do? He wants to flood our country with more violent
from Gaza.
people. Now,
From Gaza, yeah.
And it's not saying that they're all violent, but I mean, they were raised in a whole different world than what we were. They come over here, they don't know how to assimilate into.
Yeah. They've been taught
into our way of life. You know, I mean, we are for the most part a very peaceful country. Now we have to throw our hands down when we have to throw our hands down, but I mean,
that is our
we don't live like that. You know what I mean? And then you bring all the people into this country, when they don't get what they want, what do they turn to? Violence.
That is our
destruction.
issue. We have had far too many years of immigration on all fronts. Let's say
assimilation,
let's say illegal, let's say, whatever. After many times in this country, there have been, after periods of immigration, we've had periods of assimilation where we would shut down all immigration and you would integrate into the society. You would become American.
Right.
Without a period of integration, our country is doomed.
Yeah, because look, it's nothing to do against these people. It's just like you don't know the way of the way we live. And if you come here and you're not getting what you want, and I mean, America, even the poorest people here live a lot better than most in the world. I mean, it's sad to say that, but we flush fresh water down our toilets. Right. Most countries, I mean, not most countries, but there are a lot of countries out there who don't even have fresh water, and we flush it down our toilets.
Yeah,
that's how blessed we are to live here. And the people that come over here, they come over here and they just want. Well, I want more. I want more. I want that lifestyle of the Kardashians that I see on TV. And it's like, we don't even have that. What do you mean? That's 1% of our population that actually gets to live like that.
It's not even 1%.
It's not even 1%. Right. You're actually right. It's not even that.
What I want to know,
not to that level.
Has Biden even said anything about this?
No,
probably not. He's more worried about putting boots on the ground in Gaza. You know what I mean? Which he promised he would not do. Matt Gaetz hit that on the head yesterday.
I think we all know Biden's not running this country. I think 100%. Everybody knows this. I mean, the guy doesn't even know what's going on.
Biden's not even running his own body.
He's like, I think I pooped myself.
You're gonna kill Chris. Now don't say stuff like that.
It's the truth, though. I feel it, Devin. That was a good one. I like it.
Thank you.
I know everybody here, and I hate to say it, everybody thinks I'm a conspiracy theorist. You know what I mean?
Conspiracy.
All right,
you 100% are, bro.
All right, but when I'm gonna show one more
it.
video for our way out, real quick. It's real short, but people don't realize what they're dealing with, and I'm just going to show this so people understand
yourself, guys.
What you see very well not be real.
That's crazy.
They do some really good stuff with masks and stuff nowadays.
I mean, it's
creepy.
You would never know that's not that girl.
Right.
If you were walking
that
down the
dude that
street,
just starts putting it like that could be a chick under there. That could be anybody under that.
that
mask
guy, right?
there.
That right there. I mean, even the hands. I mean,
is that why Joe Biden looks different every time we see him?
Maybe. That's what I'm saying. You don't.
I'm being serious. I'm laughing, but I'm being dead serious, man. That dude looks different every time he's on TV.
Yeah. I mean,
this is why we can't trust Bogan because his CIA knows too much about this stuff. Probably not even a real thing.
It's not that. I just.
That's funny.
Well,
I
y'all
just
right now,
realized something in my life that
everybody around
I've
you
been
is wearing
lied
masks.
to over and over and over and over again. That what the world has told you about archaeology, about this, about that, about it during education, it's not true. Most of it's not true. You've been conditioned to think a certain way, and whenever you see something, you're conditioned to give an answer that somebody told you a long time ago to give. When you're a kid and you'd see something out your window or a paranormal something or a ghost or somebody would scare the crap out of your room, and every time, that's not real. Those don't exist. That's not real. Those don't exist. Eventually, you shut that part of your mind off and you don't see it because you're told to, because you're told it's not real.
Yeah.
You don't live in the human condition we're to live in.
And with that, take us out, Devin.
And on that incredibly thought-provoking, incredibly thought-provoking and distressing rant, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you very much again for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. Ring that bell so you get notifications on whenever we are going live, as we always do, Monday through Friday at 7 o'clock. So on that, we'll go ahead and get us out of here. Thanks very much, guys. Have a great one.
Y'all have a good one.
10 hats.
We will see you tomorrow.
Booyah.
Booyah.